Hello and good morning, everyone. So nice to see you again. We have a new guest here on the show. Just like last week, we had Paul here who was talking a little bit about underwater videography. Welcome back, Paul.
Hello, good morning, everybody.
Good morning. And Peter is with us. Peter Leerink, good to see you again. You were a guest with us 2 years ago. You also love videography, right?
Yeah, right. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. And let's see, everyone's checking in. Simone is not here yet. I hope she will join us shortly. Wim, kami bertahan. Berlatih lagi di Vinkenveen. Okay, you're in Vinkenveen. Glad you can join us once again. Hello, Huub. Good morning. Oh, Paul, you're saying hi? No, that's Yvonne, right?
Yeah, that's Yvonne. Most of the time it's Yvonne.
Yeah. And hello, everyone. Cindy, Yvonne 2. We have Yvonne 3 probably checking in as well. Hi, Ernst. Philip, Canadians. Always good to see you guys. Good evening. Dagmar and Philip. Salama Pagi is here. And Ernst Geusingen. Hello, Mr. Geusingen. Good to see you with us again as well. So yeah, we covered videography in our last stream. Wait, before we start, I just want to ask you guys if you could just turn down your volume a little bit, or use some headphones. I can hear myself echoing, so if you could turn it down just a little bit, yeah, that seems to work a lot better.
Okay, by now or not?
Yeah, that's a lot better. Thank you. And hello, Siep, Jose. Hello, Everton. I think Jose is having her weekly fight with her autocorrect. I think she means everyone, but if you like Everton, why not? I'm not a football fan, so I'll just stick with everyone. Hi, Siep. Good to see you again. And before we start, please, everyone, at the bottom right, if you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, make sure you please share the stream right now before we continue. We want to get the word out to as many people as possible. In the meantime, I'll do my best to pad a little bit because I would prefer to have Simone with me as usual. As you can see, she's not with me. She's back in her house in Napo, which is near the school in Tonkiina. And she would stream from there. So maybe she's got some connection issues. With that said, I warned you guys about the connection issues as well. One of the providers here has frequently abandoned us the last weeks. We've had times where we didn't have service for quite a few hours per day. So if that happens, if I or Simone, if she is able to join, if one of us or both of us seem to disappear, then you know why. So that's a very long-winded way of me saying welcome and good to see everyone. Peter, I would like to start with you today.
Yeah, nice.
We met 2 years ago. Like I said, you were a guest in Lembe, and you have a very specific videography technique. For everyone who doesn't know you yet, most people watching right now know Paul, but can you give a short introduction to our viewers?
Yeah, thank you, Arjen. You said already Peter Leerink 2 years ago, but also 11 years ago in Manado for videoing, but also seeing my friend Simone.
Yeah.
You know the other for a long time. I did a course before 2000, based Simone for diving instructor. So I met her long before she went to Manado, just in Amsterdam, and for the videoing I'm doing it since 1993, so a long time. But everything I learn is on the way. There's not, and one course I did in Holland, just as Paul by our friend from Belgium. So we have the same course background. I like to give tips and nice things for you. What I met with the possibilities I have on this time. And you can ask every question now or later. I will be answering. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Peter. Just a message from Will. Hi, Will.
Yep.
He says, this is the second birthday that I can't come. It's getting a little bit boring. Well, happy birthday to you, Will. And yes, we agree. This is very boring. And a very good morning to you. Thank you for sharing, Axel. And yeah, van harte, Will. I hope you're having despite all the Corona BS that we're dealing with, I hope you're having a nice day. And I can't wait to see you again. Paul has prepared for us a presentation, and we're going to take a look at some footage that Paul shot of crabs and spider crabs and other crustaceans in the Lembe Strait. And so shall I just roll the video, Paul?
Just one moment, because Phil and Dagmar asked me something about red filters last week. Yeah. I didn't answer that, but it will be in this presentation. So they will see it in the presentation now. Okay. Start.
Great. All right. I will we'll roll the movie, and then after that, we're back. And just if you want me to pause somewhere, Paul, just let me know, yeah?
You can show it for the whole 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes.
All right.
Because it's all about the settings of the lights, but we will see it later.
Okay.
Just run it to the end.
All right.
Okay, Arjan, this is it.
It is.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please a round of applause for Paul. Well done.
Okay,
awesome.
Thank you.
Great stuff.
I'll show this video because you see in this video how to use the light, and there are also mistakes in it, but when we see the presentation, we can talk about it and discuss about it. But
all right.
Why?
So
okay.
I will share your presentation on the screen. So
okay.
Enjoy.
Then I start the presentation.
All right.
With the first.
And whenever there are any questions, Paul and Peter, I will interrupt you guys and let you know.
Okay.
So please, everyone, if you have a question, just drop them in the comments, and then the guys will be happy to answer them to you.
So welcome from Peter and me for joining us this live stream. This time we have it on the water lighting for video, but you can sometimes also use it for your photo camera. So that will be no problem. So you figure out if you go diving or snorkel in non-tropical or tropical waters, you will find out soon enough you need lighting for your video recording in order to create beautiful colors images. You simply don't have enough light to capture colorful image. But even in tropical water locations, you can achieve much better results in additional lighting. Okay. When I started actually in 1995 with diving, filming, diving was a long time before, I explained it already last week. And I started with filming. At that time, I had a camera and in the water house, in the water case.
Paul, sorry to interrupt. Your presentation is not full screen anymore.
Okay, sorry.
All right.
Okay, back again. Okay, sorry for this. Wrong button. It also happens with the camera, missed the wrong button. But okay, I started with filming, and at that time I was still wet behind my ears by swimming around in the belly of my mother in 1958 when I was born. So I was complete young and clean, and I have to discover what kind lamp I should use. And now I learned something on the school in the physics labs about candles and lux. So actually, the first lamp I had was, I go back to the screen to show you, was a candle. But that I had a candle for the light, but it didn't work. And why it didn't work? If you start, I will start again. Okay, so technical problems, we back again. When I start with diving with a candle, if you use a lamp and water, they explain if you go under the water, turn on your light. Otherwise, if you lose your lamp, you can find it back. So I turn on the candle, I go in the water, it didn't work. It was a complete disaster. Okay, the candle over here, see it more. And it was a complete disaster when I used the candle for the first time, and because I was thinking, I need a lot of candles and lux, because 1 square meter of candles is 1 lux. And if you want to, you need a lot of lux, light and water to have and to see the colorful image. But a lot of lux doesn't mean not always you have the right colors, but it's depending on a lot of things. So we go on to the next show. We have brighter colors and more contrast with a video lamp. You can, with 1 or 2 video lights on your video camera, you ensure that your image are true to nature. White with more beautiful colors. You also bring more contrast in your image, making the subject stand out from the background. Underwater lighting is effective if you are filming at a short distance from your subject, 1.5 meters. So if you have a lot of lumen, it does not always mean you have to colors. I explain it later. If you are diving or snorkel in tropical waters and you want to film your subject at a greater distance, we recommended the use of a light at a depth of more of 3 or 5 meters. Why? You will figure out later, because red will disappear after 3 or 5 meters. So when diving at night, this is no discussion. Video lights should of course not be missing from your set. We move on. Then, do you need 1 or 2 lamps? That's the angle of your camera is about 140 degrees. It's depending of the lens and the camera you use, but this is what you see, what you're filming. That is actually too wide to properly expose with 1 video lamp, because the video lamp has only about 80 till 110 degrees. So you cannot give your video the full light. So that's 1 or 2 video. Yeah. If you use only 1 lamp, video lamp, you will notice that you can suffer from unwanted shadows if you're in your image. If you use 2 lamps in combination to your video camera, you will be able to expose a wider angle and avoid shadows in your image. Of course, you always can start with 1 lamp and see how you like it. You can always expand with a 2nd lamp. An option is to bring your buddy and give her a lamp and to give you some lights. That's also a good option. It's my experience. Okay, sorry. Now, how many lumens should the video light be? Now, just 1 candle, it will be not enough. So we need more. There are many different lamps. You will see that there are very powerful lamps, many lumens, and less powerful lamps, very lumens or fewer lumens. A very powerful lamp will also provide more light at a greater distance. Okay. But the distance that you can illuminate underwater to get the color red back remains the same, no matter how powerful the lamp is. The maximum distance to your subject to get a beautiful color back is 1.5 meters. So this means it's even by the flashlight of your photo camera, it travels a few meters to the subject and it comes back to the camera to be on the sensor, and that's the distance. So it doesn't mean that if you were 1.5 meters from the subject, it can mean that you are 3 or 5 meters. Right? The light have traveled. So the light has traveled 1.5 meters to the subject and back, and totally the light have traveled 3 meters or 5 meters.
Paul, I have a question here.
Yeah.
Wim would like to know, what's the frequency of an LED lamp? Is it 50 or 60 hertz?
Oh, good question. I don't know.
Okay.
But
Peter, can you weigh in on that?
I can figure out. But if you look at, there are many websites also about the lux and the lumens and how LED lights are spreader lights and a lot of frequency and everything. Yeah. It's you can find it on the example by Wikipedia or other websites. There's a lot of information. This is something, this go very far.
Can you very quickly, just because I don't understand, because okay, I understand obviously frequency of light, but what would be the main difference between, you know, does the 10 hertz make a huge difference, or has that everything to do with the way that your video camera and the frame rates work? Is that it?
The lamps just bring the light, and on which way, I don't know.
Okay. All right.
And okay, but the light of your lamp is, yeah, you need it. I explained it already before, but you need it. But what kind of hats, I don't know. I have to figure out, because I have different lamps here, and there's no, in your description, don't find it, I guess. I have here one description. I can look if there something about this. No. Just the color temperature they're talking about, and the lumen they talk about, nothing else. And approximately the angel of degrees. That's more important, I guess. But okay, I'm sorry, I don't have to answer on this question.
Okay.
So, where was I? A greater distance is a powerful lamp will provide you more light, but the red tones or subject at the greatest distance will still be lost. So if you have a lamp with a lot of lumens, you will see later of 30,000 lumens. Okay, you have much light, but still you lost your red colors. So a lamp with more lumens will provide you more light with 1.5 meters, especially in conditions with more ambient light. You need a lot of artificial light to achieve the desired effect and to retrieve your colors. Yeah, so I explained it already. A greater distance at 1.5 meters, a stronger length can be used to light the subject without bringing back the red color. You see. Questions? No questions. Arjen, can you see me, or I don't see nothing?
Yeah, I can see you perfectly fine, and so far there have been no other questions from people.
So when I'm moving around with a candle, you see?
I don't see a candle.
Oh, you don't? Oh, okay. But you see me. Okay.
Yeah, but I see you, yeah.
Okay, guys, we go on. I explained it already. We all know this photo or whatever about how the colors disappear in the water. Many people, even if you have your Perry, your OID or whatever, they learn red will be the first color who's disappear, but nobody tells you that it also be not only vertical but also horizontally disappear. So if you can imagine, because if you are diving and you look on the reef and you look far away, then it will become more gray or blue-gray or whatever, and but red will be disappear at first. Okay, something else. What we have to explain for the lights, and this is also depending of the angel of the beam angel of your lights, and it's the CRR. What is it, and does it help you? Okay, CRR is the color rendering index, and this index indicates the extent to which you can see the actual color of your objects in the light of the lamps. For the ladies, this is very important, because if they go to a shop and they want to buy a new dress and they're standing in the light should be the right light that you see, so that you can see that the dress is exactly the good dress and colorful dress you need. So this is also important in the shops and in many things. So
makes sense.
What? Sorry?
I said it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it indicates. So the C area is expressed in a number between 1 and 100 RR, and RR is rational, and it's actually the daylight, outside light shows you the color the best, and this is before the light with the CRR of 100 RR. So that's the standard. This is all standards. If you want to have more explanation, you can find it all in the internet. But the higher the CRR of the lamp is, the better and more true colors you will see. So this is important, because if you film, you want to see the natural colors in your video and underwater. With older and low energy lamps, bulbs, you will still come across a CRR of 60 or even less. And this value is also often low with an old LED. And okay, we use more and more LED lamps. Many LED lamps now have a CRR of 80 RR, but 90 is becoming increasingly normal. So that will differ. You offers various LED lamps with a CRR of 90. This is just all theory. The references of your colors with CRR. The CRR of the lamp is determined by measuring the color rendering of 8 reference colors. It's a spectrum. These each reference colors are illuminated by the lamp and compare with the reference light source. The average of these each results determines the CRR. Sorry for this. It can be therefore happen that the lamp with a high CRR scores less for a certain color than another lamp with a comparable CRIs. Think about the lady who's going to buy the dress in the store, who will have the right LED lamps and the CRR. It means an average of the 8 colors. Of course, the higher the CRR, the better the color rendering of the lamp. This is to keep in mind when you buy a lamp, and you have to ask for it if you buy a lamp. This is also for how big is the beam from the lamp. In condition, need you 1 or need you 2 lamps. Okay, a very nice lamp is the Kelvin video example with 35,000 lumen. It's a lot of light. This is a light you can use for this, but it gives you a few possibilities, and but it's expensive. It's very expensive.
What's the price range? Oh my God! I see it in the text.
Yeah. when I started to make this presentation, I saw Yvonne this. I said, "Oh, look, nice lamp. I buy 2 of them. What will it cost?" They say, "Yeah, you see the price now." So it's a lot of money. You don't
just to interrupt you once again, Paul. I'm sorry, but here's a message from Simone. She's trying to join the stream, but her connection at the moment is terrible. I would like to ask everyone in the comments to send some kind of level of support to her. She's reading the broadcast. She's reading your comments, so tell her you love her, something like that. But yeah, she's trying, and every time she tries to join, we just see a frozen Simone. This has happened before, but unfortunately, that's what the powers that be do. So yeah. So show her some support. John says that the price of the lamp is in rupiah. Hi, John.
It will be more cheap, yeah. But okay, this lamp brings a lot. It have many settings, possibilities, and also a very good 5,600 Kelvin. It's actually the daylight temperature. It's in the middle of the day, actually, but it's also depending from where you are. But that's actually the color that we want to have. And you see the beam angle is, because that is important, it's almost 110 degrees, so maybe you can do it with a long light, but it's very expensive. You cannot do it much cheaper with, because we have now still more compact cameras, and like the GoPro example, and for the action cameras, you can do it with like a configuration like this. This complete set consists of 3 with 2 handles. It's good to have stabilization, or on the one handle there's a flexible arm. I don't know if you can see this, like something like this. It's flexible. It gives you more possibilities for the settings from your light on the things you want to film. This handle has an refined smart focus 1000, so it means that you only have 1000 lux underwater. It's not that much, but if you're in a short distance of 1.5 meters, it will be enough to see your colors. A great set if you want to expose macro for small subjects in a short distance in circumstances without much ambient light. It's only 1000 lumens, burning time 80 minutes, and 110 degrees. And it's much cheaper. You see, this only cost 249 euro. So we have other sets also for the video, the GoPro example again. And you have another lamp who have more looms, so we have more possibilities. It's between 260 and 2600 looms, so, and even more burning time for 20 hours. And what important, you always have to ask if you buy a lamp from the illumination degrees, how far you can spread your light, because this is very important. And then you have all different kinds of batteries you can use, and most of the time I have a set of batteries. For the first die I have my battery pack, and when I do more dives at daytime and I can't go back to recharge them, I always have some spare batteries, and between the dives I will change them. So it's disappointing when you're filming and you lose your light when you're filming a nice subject. Then you're sitting in the evening in a hotel, oh, I have some beautiful things, but you can see nothing because no lights. And what we discussed already before is, should I use 1 or 2 lamps? 2 lamps give you more possibilities to do the settings with your lamps. When we start this presentation, we start with a film. It shows you that you have some shadows and or not full of light. With 2 lamps, you have more possibilities. Sometimes I like the shadows. It's lovely because it's the way you look in the water when you use a lamp. It shouldn't be perfect. People want to have be perfect light on the subject, on the fish or whatever you're filming, but it has to be very, very clear. It's also a mystery to film this and to see the black background or to see the shadows. But with 2 lamps, you have more possibilities. So this, and for example, this you only have for a price from $490 euro. Sorry. Okay, then have you even a bigger possibility, and it's low in the price. It gives you more looms, and this is a ball arm system. It's not so flexible like I like my own system, and so like this, and it gives you more possibilities, but it's a good set, good lamps, and not very expensive, and it brings you also 2,600 lums for a burn time of 2 hours. Okay,
yeah, this is great for wide-angle photography and videography.
Sorry?
I think this is a perfect setup for wide-angle shots.
Wide angle, we explain it later, because
right.
This is we explain it later. That's difficult. We explain.
I apologize, teacher. I would like to.
No. We go further on.
Just a couple of more comments and questions. So Wim is saying that he notices that, earlier he was asking about the frequency of LED lights. Yeah. And he says he noticed that the LED lights flickers on his GoPro. So I guess he looks at his footage and he sees some flickering. I would guess that it has something to do with the frame rate and the frequency of the lamp not being 100% in sync.
It can yeah, but it can also, I don't know what on water cases he's using, because it can also be the back shutter, they call it like this, and this is the reflection from the light back into your house or on the subject you're filming. So
right,
yeah, but what you say, it can also be in the frame rate or something like that.
Yeah. Then another question here from Philip in Vancouver, Canada. He is asking, what is the ideal camera lighting setup for both underwater video and photography? 2 strobes on each side and video light at the center, he asks. And he says, at the moment, we only have 1 strobe and 1 video light. So he's curious about that. And he says, so happy to see you, Simone. Simone, you're with us.
Phil, I guess, 2 lamps will be better. It always will be better, because you have more possibilities to do the settings with your lamps and to have full light. And this is but it depends from what you like. If you say it's okay by me, it's okay. But if you want to have more possibilities, you can. It's better to use 2 lights and a strobe. And, but but filming with your camera, your photo camera, you have limitations about this, but we discussed it already last week. So but you have nice shots with your camera, with your photo camera. But to zoom and everything, it will be a problem underwater.
Right.
Okay. So, but now for Phil and Dagmar. But if you do not have lamps, you can always use your white balance and red filter underwater variable conditions. This you have to figure out, but you have to familiarize yourself with the white balance function of the cameras. If you are shooting macro with a lamp, you can probably leave it in auto. But if you're using ambient light, even with a red filter, manual white balance is your friend. This is, Peter will explain it later. Manual white balance usually requires you to point the camera at something white or almost white and press a button. Or a tedious series of buttons. It can be very confusing for some cameras. That's why I use my camera set. I only have to push 1 button. It's marvelous. Mm-hmm. And scent usually just works all through. In some places, the scent is too red or other colors. And to not give the good white image. Dive shades can also work. Dive and the white and the gray one, you will see it also later. And but often need to be held at a distance at an angle to avoid painful reflection. This is also the backsetter again. This is the reflection from your light or whatever, or from the sun behind you. And you have to take care of this, because then you don't have the right settings with your white balance. If all else fail, you always can point the camera straight at the sun, or make sure your friend is wearing white flippers. White flippers will do also a band on your wrist or something like that. Most of the time, I don't use Yvonne, because they have terrible pink fingers, so that doesn't work. It is often tempting to leave the white balance finding behind to just fix it later. But believe me, it's much better to get the right while you're diving, because this is your, I don't know what the exact English name is. If you're filming, you have the bron material. This is where you're starting. We can have a stream later for this, for how you can do for the editing and the settings and whatever. But if you have the bron material, if this is good, you have a lot less work with your editing.
Yeah, so if I understand you correctly, it's essential that if you're filming underwater, you have to make sure that you get the colors as accurate as possible, so that it makes your post-processing much easier later on. Yeah. But
it costs you a lot of time. You know it.
Yes.
you're also editing. So, okay, let's move on. So, the condition from red filter and the white balance. This is something that you also have to keep in your mind. You can always use a red filter, and afterwards you can also artificially adjust the white balance in your editing program, what we just mentioned. If you do not use a red filter, you can adjust the white balance for the best result. Actually, this is what I like, to have the white balance set. But there can be problems. The red filter works at any depth, but at depths greater than 50 meters, it does not have much effect on the colors. It becomes more grays. Is what I told you before. The light of the colors also traveling horizontal, so it disappears and it more grays. You can always try to.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, Paul. Here is Simone. She's with us.
Hi, Simone. I don't see you, but
no. No. Oh wait. Let me just turn the camera around so it's in selfie mode. So this works, but she can't join our stream, unfortunately. So
I absolutely cannot, and I can only see you, Arjen.
Yeah, we have to work with these limitations. Can you see anyone else here?
I see your bed.
Oh wait. So like this.
Okay. Now I see the lovely setting.
Yeah. Well, there's only I need to put your face in the frame of my camera so that everybody can see you. But unfortunately, that means that my camera on my phone will film the top of my laptops. But let me just go here. Maybe you can see this.
Okay, I see Paul. I see Peter.
Yeah.
Can they see me?
Now, not right now. But if I go up like this, yes, they can see you.
Ja.
Ja, oké, maar nergens over nu op het internet.
No.
Maar dank dat jullie dit doen.
Paul, Peter, did you get that?
Sorry?
Can you say it once again, Simone?
I said thank you very, 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 very much for doing this, and I'm very sorry it's so shit like this.
Okay.
No, nothing I can do about it.
No problem.
I think the satellites are not in our region at the moment. It's really, really very bad. I have no idea if you can see me. I'm looking at some wooden shelves.
No, they can see you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's nice to see you also, Simone.
So just to say hello to everybody. Hello, everybody. And have a very beautiful weekend. I hope it will be better next time, because this is really, really not a little bit frustrating.
Yeah.
Very frustrating.
All right. We saw you popping in and out so many times during the stream, but we're gonna go and continue. Yeah. All right. You take care and have a good weekend, Simone.
Okay. And
so yeah, you see how bad it is, even a simple WhatsApp call. And there she's frozen again. So, oh well. That's not cool. So please, Indonesia, please fix your mobile reception. Sorry, Paul. Do continue.
Okay, we go on. So you always can try to adjust your white balance, but I can tell you from my experience that it does not always. And for example, if you want to adjust a white balance at a depth of 25 meters, your camera may not be able to do so and will refuse. It's also depending on what sensor you have also in your camera and the sensibility of it. But okay. So the reason for this, there are no real colors anymore, and therefore the camera cannot distinguish between the white values. Nothing happens in the camera. If you then make a combination from red filter and adjust your white balance, the camera can adjust the white balance can adjust the white balance at 25 meter depth. However, with this adjustment, you will see that the colors are good, but that you have to keep a serious distance from everything that is red. Yeah, it becomes very red and brown if you have not the right settings, because those colors will be accentuated and will dominate the image. It can be an explosion of red lights. All the above is, of course, without the use of lamps, because then you have a terrible image in your camera. In my opinion, you can't really make nice wide angel shots with your lamp unless you erect okay, because then you have the reflection of the lights and it doesn't have the absorption of the water or the refraction of whatever. So then you have to, that is possible. Shooting a group of soft corals or a fan coral up close with lamps can be very nice, but it would not call it a white angel shot. Yeah, I like the shots in shallow waters. That is much better, and you get very, very nice shots than very, very deep. And the disadvantage here is that only your subject will have color and everything in the background just will be somber gray. You can also do other settings that it becomes black, but that's you have to practice more. White angel shots are always a big challenge and the most difficult underwater videography. It's very, very difficult. That's why I told you keep it on 3 to 5 meters at the top of the reef or at the top of the wreck. That's and the conditions have to be very clear, because in tropical water it will do, but not in the waters in Zealand, example in Holland. It can be very green water, no chance to do this. I always try to take as many panoramas as possible in fairly shallow water, and can then use red or white balance adjustment. I avoid cameras in deep water as much as possible. Yes. Okay, this is what I showed you last week. I like to have a plate for the white balance setting, and you can also use it when you start your film and you have it in the beginning of your film. You can do the right settings on by editing, because you have the real white color, but it doesn't work when you go very deep. Okay, then I give the presentations to Peter. He's going to explain something about the film he's going to start. I will do this for Peter.
Just a second, Paul.
Yeah.
I'm just going to remove your presentation for a moment, because it's better if I stream Peter's footage from here.
Okay.
So I will remove it, and if you can just go to the next slide, and I will play the video from Peter.
Okay.
I like to explain something before the video will start.
Okay.
If possible, because the video will give you some idea of what you can arrange by doing white balance and filtering. And I will I have made a movie of it, and the second thing in the movie is a little footage of when you make the difference in an editing program. There are 4 footages, and the second is just made by editing. Now, Arjen, if you can start the movie.
Yeah, here we go.
The movie is very explaining by itself. So I use always a plate for the color in the beginning of my vacation, so I know if everything is all right. Now, this is the first thing. If you have manual white, now this is the footage of the editing program. That's going very fast, and this is when you have no white balance, automatic.
Let me just go back here. I can just pause it. So yeah, manual white balance flat color correction on the top left, and then manual white balance GoPro color correction, right? Yeah, and then the next one.
And the next one is just when you have no white balance by manual, just automatically. Then you get a green screen by Simone.
Yeah.
Now, and the third one, you will see that I pushed a red filter in front of it, and you get back the color. And it's going on. The filming is going on, and you can see also the color from my hand in the video. And yeah, there will be a question to everybody. Yeah, what does your brain like? Yeah, that's what your brain makes of it. Some like, if you can stop the video here. Yeah, somebody like the first one that is very flat. And most people like the GoPro. That's why GoPro made this like this. And yeah, the third one, that is the green one. Yeah, it's not so nice for me, for my brain. And the last one, yeah, it's almost the same as the first one. What's the difference between a red filter and white balance on this depth and this distance and this? What you not can see, but on a big screen you can see by yourself is the lightning, the flickering. If you put a filter on front of your camera, there will be less light into your processor. So yeah, flickering from the sun is not coming into your footage. That will be the difference. Yeah, that is this part of the piece. The next sheet is also for me to explain.
All right, Paul, can you full screen it?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, this is less good visible, but these are the colors from below. Yeah, I guess I was swimming at 10 meters, and you can see the colors by manual and red filter. and it's what your brain like. Most people like the GoPro. That's why GoPro is very popular. And the last one is more my favorite. That is more colorful. You can see the red is brighter and the yellow is brighter. And you have less backscattering and scattering from sunlight in the last part. So yeah, there are more possibilities if you put your light on there, but that's the piece of presentation of Paul. That is on this distance. Is it less? It has no influence. So this is what you can reach if you have the possibility to put your camera on white balance and a filter. So if there is any question, I will answering the questions. I can.
Yeah, I will let you know as soon as anybody has any, Peter.
Yeah, there was also in the beginning a question. I put it on the private chat to you, Arian, and it was from Jasper. I can't answering, but I put it on the private chat to you.
Oh, okay. It was about footage from 2019 in a short. Okay, and wait, because I've seen Jasper's only comment here, where he said, "Are we going to see some footage from Peter from 2 years ago?" Yeah. Well, what I can do is just post that in. I will post a link to that in the chat, and then if you, everybody watching, wants to take a look at it, please do. So that's in the comments. So make sure you take a look at that. It's beautiful footage from Peter. I do agree.
Okay, thank you so far.
So we go to the next video, dia.
Okay, Paul.
Yep. Okay, can you hear me or not?
Yeah. Next slide, Paul.
Okay, this was an explanation from Peter about the settings. Now when you use lamps and filters, there's also many people are confused about this. But there are a few rules or terms. With the downside that your camera may not last long, depending on its performance in different lighting conditions. Example, the White Angel, 10 meters or more, use a red filter with ambient light, manual white balance if you can change depth or field or light, but you have to all try it. White Angel, deeper than 10 meters. If you are filming something close by, turn your light on with a distance above the side, the housing, to reduce the backscatter. This is what I explained. If you are too close and you have the lights or the sun, it will give you reflection and remove the red filter if you use the lights. If you are trying to film something that is larger than your lights, you can illuminate it. May be necessary to settle for extremely blue image. This is what you like. While the red filter helps you white balance, it also blocks much too light. Peter told you just like before, making the image at the depth grainy. Macro lights on, no red filter. Experiment with different locations. It's usually placed on light next to the lens, very close to your the lamp, very close to your lens. And whatever. Where am I?
You're right here with us.
Oh, yeah, okay. Image straight at the subject and use another light to fill in the shadow from the side or top. Yeah, that's why you also can use your buddy before this. And she's also not only take care of you, but she can also help you out with give you the right lights. Okay, then if you use filters, we have some different kind of filters, screw-on for your compact cameras, Canon. I don't know if you can see me still around. I have many.
We can see you.
Okay, I have many red filters. I use them actually no more now, and it was possible to make a combination of the red filters. And I try a lot of it, but now I only use one red filter, and this will do. It's okay by me. And but actually, I like to do the white balance setting and use that as much as possible. If your camera can do this. Okay, here's an example from with and without a red filter. On the left without, and on the right with a red filter. The picture is not that quite right, but you can see the difference already. And it's also what Peter told us before is, what do you like? Some like very bright colors, some want somewhat flat colors. It's all depending on how you like it. Okay, that will be the end of the presentation, because before this I have to thank Marco Heesbeen of On the Waterhouse in the Netherlands, because he allowed me to get some pictures and information from their site. And they, if you need lights or something like that in Belgium or Germany or Holland, they can explain all about the lights and how to use it. Okay, this was it, and maybe we have a nice video at the end. I don't know. I can ask.
Probably. Well, thanks a lot for that, Paul. There was a lot of information, a lot to take in, but yeah, I certainly never knew that light plays such. Of course, it plays a big role in videography and photography, but you can narrow things down to a science, if you like. I know especially Peter is very fond of doing that. I've seen his process when he stayed with us at the Lhasa. And hi, Graham. Graham's got to go. Thanks for checking us out, Graham. Hope to see you again next week. And yeah, just one more thing for both of you. Actually, Wim Huub was weighing in on the flickering LED issue. And he's saying flickering LEDs can't be from the LEDs themselves if they're using a DC power source, which means that the LEDs won't flicker when they're battery fed. So I would then, of course, I can't imagine Wim going underwater with a GoPro and his LEDs on a power cord. But yeah, that's interesting to know. Mm-hmm. And especially what I liked about what your brain likes, I found that also very interesting, because sometimes you just don't know. You know, sometimes I shoot something underwater with a camera, not with anything else. And yeah, I photograph or I video something, and I think I like it, but then until you look at until you actually do all the changes and the white balancing, sometimes you don't know yourself how much better an image can become until you learn to objectively look at your own footage or photographs to kind of take a step back and go, wait, do I really like this? Is this white enough? Is this dark enough? Et cetera, right? That takes practice, I would imagine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Peter.
Yeah, over the LED, I have a technical background, so if you want to dim a LED light, there will be a pulse of on-off, and if the on-off is in the same frequency balance of your camera, then you get a flickering in your footage as well. So if it is high enough, the pulse of the LED, then you have no problem in your footage.
Right. Well, everyone, Peter, Paul, thanks a lot. Kassiang, I feel sorry for Simone. She couldn't join us. She texted me and she said, I keep trying, but it's really bad. She actually hung up a bag outside her house on the second floor with her phone in it to get to get a signal, but yeah, it didn't work. So yeah, but also from her, she says thank you very much, guys, and yeah, it's a shame she couldn't join us. So hopefully things will improve next week when we do another stream. I want to thank you, Paul and Peter, also on behalf of Simone. Thanks a lot for your contribution. Very fascinating stuff. And I hope to meet you guys again.
Yeah. It was a lot of stuff, but okay.
Yeah. It's and actually, dear viewers, when Peter was a guest in Lembe, he had set up his own little editing corner in the restaurant. So when people were having lunch or whatever, Peter was sitting at his own private table with his editing bay, his private editing bay with a screen and everything. And it was very funny because when guests arrived, they gave Peter kind of a look like, what's this guy doing? Why does he sit here by himself in front of a screen? And then when people saw the results of his, the fruits of his labor, you made friends very quickly.
Arjen, maybe I can remember you from, you made also footage for my video.
I did help you a little bit.
Moment. You jumped with my GoPro and make a footage of myself and of Jasper.
Yes, yeah. No, good times. I can't wait to relive those experiences again. And Ernst, thanks a lot for checking us out. And by the way, Yvonne, I think Yvonne is typing here, and she's asking, did the first flight land from Singapore? Actually, it did. And you know how many people were on board?
0.
3.
Oh,
the pilot.
3. Yeah, that's almost like a private jet. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you on that front. And yeah, all we can do is wait. We wait, and in the meantime, we try to stay in touch with each other in this way. So, ladies and gents, once again, thank you very much. Wim seems to have his answer. His LED can be adjusted, so maybe that could be it. Do experiment with that, Wim, and let us know your findings. And I'll be happy to forward your findings to Paul and Peter, because I'm sure you guys will be happy to help out, right?
Maybe if there's still problems with lamp, maybe I can help out with asking this onderwaterhuis for.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's also a good recommendation. So the time flew by. This went very fast. Once again, thank you very much, everyone, and have a great weekend, ladies and gents.
Thank you, Arjen.
Yes.
And everybody who's watching.
In the meantime, Paul and Peter, stick around. Don't go anywhere. And for everybody else,
I stick around. I will.
Yes.
I will sit and wait.
Yeah.
With my candlelight. With my candlelight.
Thanks a lot, and we'll see you all next week. Take care, stay safe, and stay sane. Bye-bye. See you later.
Thanks a lot. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.